Hey folks, what's up? This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, with another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Like I said, we just completed week 5 of the NFL season, and unfortunately I didn't do too well this past weekend. My record for week 5 is 7-8, with an overall total of 43 wins, 31 losses, and 1 tie, with a winning percentage of 57%. So I'm looking forward to do better this week for week 6. Without further ado, let's get this predictions and picks started here, folks. First, we're going to start off with our Thursday night game, where we have the New York Giants, aka the Midgets, at 2-3, going up to Foxborough to play the 5-0 New England Patriots and defending Super Bowl champions. Like I say, you already know that. But anyway, for those who don't know, now you know. But anyway, the quarterback, Daniel Jones, suffered his first loss as starting quarterback for the Giants. And they're going to face a very tough test up there in Foxborough against Tom Brady and that very vaunted defense of the Patriots. I don't think Daniel Jones can handle that pressure up there in Foxborough, so definitely I'm going to give this one to New England. Now, we're going to move on to our Sunday picks. Our first game, we have the Seattle Seahawks, or the Sea Buzzards, at 4-1 versus the Cleveland Browns at 2-3. Right now, Baker Mayfield has been getting a lot of heat because of his lack of decorum in the pregame warm-ups, where he didn't shake the hand of the 49ers cornerback Richard Sherman and my frat brother, of course, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And a lot of folks, got on his case about it on social media, including Richard Sherman. He thought that was some college, bullshit. Excuse my French. And that was kind of childish. And he felt like, he's all that and everything. So a lot of folks have been getting on his case, and so far I haven't read anything as far as, how he responded to that. But getting back to the game at hand, like I say, right now Cleveland is kind of struggling again, so I'm going to give it to Russell Wilson and the guys up there in Cleveland. I'm going to give it to the Seahawks over the Browns. And hopefully Baker Mayfield will show much better decorum in the next game, and hopefully they can turn that ship around up there in Cleveland, with all that talent they got, especially with Odell Beckham Jr. and everything. So we'll see. On to our next game. We have a battle of winless teams, as we have the Washington Redskins, aka the Rednecks, at 0-5, going down to South Florida to play the pitiful 0-4 Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish. And of course, you all heard about the firing of the Redskins coach Jay Gruden. That was expected, but fortunately the owner Dan Snyder feel like change is needed. Especially starting off the season at 0-5, and like I said, their starting quarterback got knocked out of the game, and he's still out. And right now, their first round pick, he's trying to learn the game and trying to learn the ropes and everything. But somebody has to win this game, and I'll hate to say this, but I'll lean towards the Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish, to get their first win over the Redskins while they're trying to get their act together and trying to get things going there. Like I said, hopefully Jay Gruden will find him another coaching opportunity somewhere. Another best of luck to you. And hopefully for the better for the Redskin, aka Redneck organization. So, alright, moving on to our next pick. We have the New Orleans Saints, or the Aints, at 4-1 versus the 2-3 Jaguars of Jacksonville. Well, like I said, Teddy Bridgewater, so far he's 2-0, as backup for Drew Brees, who's still currently out with a thumb injury, and I hope Drew Brees get better soon, but not too soon though, but being in good spirits, and I hope he gets better soon. But anyway, like I said, Jacksonville is kind of up and down. They're hanging in there with their backup quarterback, but I'm going to give it to Teddy Bridgewater to get his third win as a backup starter for the Saints. So it'll be the Saints over the Jaguars. And our next matchup, we have the 49ers of San Francisco, who are 4-0, versus the struggling LA Rams at 3-2. And it's an NFC divisional game. So Like I said, hopefully Jared Goff can get it together there. Him, and especially his offensive line, and also he needs to do better with his reads and stuff like that. So, and also they still trying to manage on the running back Todd Gurley, of course, from where, University of Georgia, baby. The Gurley man. Hopefully, he'll put up his numbers on the ground and everything, and hopefully Jared Goff will cut down on turnovers. But I'm leaning towards Garofalo and the 49ers on this one, folks. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV.
Flem Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org.
Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, the host and creator of Big Flem Radio and TV website. As you know, I am a host of 6 podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV, designed for the general listening audience. Like I said, whenever you get a chance, check it out. Check out the website. Check out the online store for Big Flem Radio and TV themed products and little knickknacks and gifts for your friends and your family members. Like I said, you'll find it very interesting. I guarantee it. Like I said, the podcast covers news, music, talk. I wouldn't say news, but mainly talk about today's news and topics, as well as a channel dedicated to my fellow American military veterans, because I am a veteran myself. 21 years qualifying service in the Army and the Army Reserves, which includes 2 combat tours in Iraq and 6 months contingency operation tour in Kuwait. So I dedicate that show to all my fellow veterans and family members of veterans. So if you give a chance, hey, give me a chance. Give a listen. Check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. I'll spell it out for you. It's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. And you can send me a tweet on Twitter with the hashtag Flem, FLEM _radio. So like I said, give me a shot, give it a listen. And also if you want to send a request for a song or want to make a comment or criticisms about any of the podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV, go ahead. I like to hear from you. Send me a shout out, or if you want me to do a shout out for somebody, or if you want to do a dedication on a certain show, just send it to the email bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com, and put whatever particular podcast show in the subject line. For example, one of the shows you're listening to right now is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition, as well as College Football Edition. Also, you can send the subject line. You can use My Prerogative with Lorenzo Fleming, Reflections, Rockin' Into the Night, as well as Lorenzo's Jams. Again, give it a try. Check it out. Listen to it. Tell all your friends and your neighbors and your family members, and even strangers. You won't regret it. It's Big Flem Radio and TV.
Hi, I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Big Flem Radio and TV.
Get ready.
You know.
Well, that's an addiction, man.
Welcome back, folks, to Big Flem's Pigskin Picks here on Big Flem Radio and TV. If you hadn't had a chance, I would encourage you to check out our website. Like I said, it's full of entertaining and interesting podcasts including this one, as well as 5 other podcast shows dealing with music, talk, and veterans issues. So whenever you get a chance, check it out at www.bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Excuse me. And also you can, like I say, if you want to be a guest picker on this podcast or a guest prognosticator, like I said, just send me an email, send us an email, and also an audio clip to bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com, and put in the subject box Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition. Also, we have a college football edition also that'll be broadcast this weekend as well for the college football game. So check that out also. Like I say, let us know how we doing. Like I say, if you have any complaints, comments, or like I say, if you want to be a guest picker, just shoot us an email and let us know. Well, let's continue on with our picks for Week 6 of the NFL season. Our next game is the 2-3 Tennessee Titans versus the 1-4 Denver Broncos. Well, I see Joe Flacco finally got it together and finally got the first win for the Broncos this past weekend. And I'm going to ride that train for them to carry on in this one. So I'm going for the Broncos over the Tennessee Titans. Our next matchup will feature the 1-4 Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Los Angeles Chargers at 2-3, another AFC matchup. Like I say, of course, Big Ben Roethlisberger, he's still out, and they still got their backup quarterback. I don't know his name at the moment, but I will let you know who it is if I find out. And like I said, they're also struggling as well. And also, of course, I don't know if they miss Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. That's hard to say, but they're struggling though, as well as the LA Chargers. They're kind of struggling a bit also, but I think they should get back on the horse this weekend. So I'm going with the LA Chargers over Pittsburgh Steelers in this matchup. Our next matchup will be an NFC South divisional matchup between the 3-2 Carolina Pathetic Panthers, of course, quarterbacked by Cam Fig Newton, and he's also banged up as well, and his backup is doing good so far. They're 2-0. The backup quarterback is 2-0, that is. Versus, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka the Succaneers, who are 2-3. And they're kind of up and down with Jameis Winston and his crew. But even though they play in the same division as my Atlanta Falcons, I don't like either one of them, but in this matchup, I would go towards Carolina Panthers on this one over the Tampa Bay Succaneers, aka the Buccaneers. Now, our next matchup will feature another AFC matchup where we have the Houston Texans at 3-2. We'll go to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to play the Kansas City Chiefs at 4-1. And so far, Patrick Mahomes, he's still doing it up, putting up those numbers. And he got that good strong arm there. So I'm going to continue to ride that horse as well. And Kansas City's going to get a win over the Houston Texans. It'll be a close one though, but I think Kansas City's going to pull out on this one. So now our next matchup will be an NFC matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles at 3-2 versus the Minnesota Vikings at 3-2 up at US Bank Stadium there in Minneapolis. Like I say, Kirk Cousins, he's kind of up and down there, but he's trying to get it together there in Minneapolis, as well as Carson Wentz, the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully Deshaun Jackson will get in gear here. But I will go ahead and pick the Philadelphia Eagles over the Minnesota Vikings on this one, folks. Well, folks, we're going to take another break, and we will be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, the host and creator of Big Flem Radio and TV website. As you know, I am a host of 6 podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV, designed for the general listening audience. Like I said, whenever you get a chance, check it out. Check out the website, check out the online store for Big Flem Radio and TV themed products and little knickknacks and gifts for your friends and your family members. Like I said, you'll find it very interesting. I guarantee it. Like I said, the podcast covers news, music, talk. I wouldn't say news, but mainly talk about today's news and topics, as well as a channel dedicated to my fellow American military veterans, because I am a veteran myself. 21 years qualifying service in the Army and the Army Reserves, which includes 2 combat tours in Iraq and 6 months contingency operation tour in Kuwait. So I dedicate that show to all my fellow veterans and family members of veterans. So if you give a chance, hey, give me a chance. Give a listen. Check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. I'll spell it out for you. It's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. And you can send me a tweet on Twitter with the hashtag Flem, FLEM_radio. So like I said, give me a shot, give it a listen. And also, if you want to send a request for a song or want to make a comment or criticisms about any of the podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV, go ahead. I like to hear from you. Send me a shout out, or if you want me to do a shout out for somebody, or if you want to do a dedication on a certain show, just send it to the email bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradioandtv@gmail.com, and put whatever particular podcast show in the subject line. For example, one of the shows you listen to right now is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, NFL edition, as well as college football edition. Also, you can send the subject line. You can use My Prerogative with Lorenzo Fleming, Reflections, Rockin' Into the Night, as well as Lorenzo's Jams. Again, give it a try. Check it out. Listen to it. Tell all your friends and your neighbors and your family members, and even strangers. You won't regret it. It's Big Flem Radio and TV.
Gnarly, dude. This is Jess Bacoli. When I'm out hanging 10, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flem Radio and TV. Oh.
Hi folks, welcome back to Big Flem's Pigskin Picks here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Now let's get back to our picks. Now for our next matchup, we have an AFC North divisional matchup where we have the woeful 0-5 Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles, going to Baltimore to play the 3-2 Baltimore Ravens. Well, like I said, the quarterback Lamar Jackson, he finally got it together and getting back on the winning track this past weekend. So I'm going to predict the Ravens is going to beat up the Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles. Seemed like Andy Dalton, for some reason, couldn't get it together up there. Especially, with another fellow University of Georgia alum, A.J. Green, the wide receiver up there. I don't know what's going on with the Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles. Like I said, they finally got rid of Marvin Lewis after all those years. And hopefully this new coach seemed like he couldn't get it together. So hopefully they'll turn it around this season. But as for this matchup, we're going for the Baltimore Ravens. Now in our next matchup, featuring the Battle of the Woeful Birds in the NFC, where we have my home state team, the Atlanta Falcons, at 1-4 versus the 1-3-1 Arizona Cardinals. played at State Farm Stadium there in Glendale. It's a pretty nice stadium. I drove by there last year over the summer. Drove right by in the area, and I seen it from the interstate, and it looks pretty nice. So hopefully I get a chance to maybe check it out one of these days. But getting back to the game at hand, I know Kyler Murray, the first round draft, the first overall pick in the draft, and of course Arizona's pick. He's still learning, trying to get things under control there in Glendale. And right now, my Matty Ice, he is really struggling, man. I don't know what the heck's going on. I know this past weekend's game was kind of like a shootout, but it seemed like the Houston Texans kind of jumped on them early, and the Falcons just basically been playing catch-up all this past Sunday, and they just couldn't get out of the hole. Well, I'm hoping Matty Ice and the crew there can finally get it together, because I know the head coach Dan Quinn, his seat is getting hot lately. They've been talking about going to Miami to the Super Bowl, but right now the way they've been playing, it seems like they won't make it there this year. So I'm hoping Dan Quinn and Matty Ice can turn it around, especially that O-line. That O-line definitely needs some work. I hate to trash talk my Falcons, but I'm going to still keep hope alive, as Reverend Jesse Jackson would always say. And I'm going for the Falcons over the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to use experience over youth in this matchup. So I'm hoping the Falcons will finally turn this ship around before it's too late this season. So with that being said, we're going to go into our next matchup, where we have the 3-2 Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes, going up to East Rutherford, New Jersey to play the woeful 0-4 New York Jets. Like I said, their starting quarterback, Sam Darnold, he's still out with his ailment. And their backup quarterback, he's still banged up as well. So I'm not expecting much out of those guys. And I'm sure Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott and Jason Witten, they'll turn things around and get back on the winning track this week. So I'm definitely riding with the Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes, on this matchup here. And last but not least, we have our Monday night matchup. Or actually, I'm correct. It's the Monday night matchup. The battle of the NFC North, where we have the Detroit Lions at 2-1-1 going to Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, to face the hot, what's the quarterback's name? Forgive me, folks. Aaron Rodgers. There we go. I know when you get older, short-term memory starts to slip a little bit there. But anyway, as I said before, the Detroit Lions at 2-1-1 will go to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field to face the hot Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers at 4-1. Like I say, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to continue on, playing the way he's playing. So I'm going with the Packers over the Lions in this matchup, folks. Now, to put a recap on Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for Week 6 of the NFL season, we have the New England Patriots over the New York Giants, a.k.a. the Midgets, the Seattle Seahawks over the Cleveland Browns, the woeful Miami Dolphins, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish, over the woeful Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the Rednecks, under their interim coach, Mike Callahan. The New Orleans Saints, a.k.a. the Aints, over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The San Francisco 49ers over the LA Rams, a.k.a. the Sheep. The Denver Broncos over the Tennessee Titans. The LA Chargers over the Pittsburgh Steelers, a.k.a. the Rust Buckets. The Carolina Pathetic Panthers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a.k.a. the Succaneers. The Kansas City Chiefs over the Houston Texans. The Philadelphia Eagles over the Minnesota Vikings. The Baltimore Ravens over the Cincinnati Bengals, a.k.a. the Bungles. The Atlanta Falcons over the Arizona Cardinals. The Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes, over the New York Jets. And last but not least, the Green Bay Packers over the Detroit Lions. So, folks, here we are. Those are Big Flem's picks for Week 6 of the NFL season. Also, don't forget to catch Big Flem Pigskin Picks College Football Edition for Week 7 of the college football season. So there's going to be some highly competitive matchups this coming Saturday. and also tonight on Thursday night on college football. So, like I say, support your teams, whoever you root for. And if you're into fantasy football, hopefully that your fantasy picks for this week will turn out good. So, without further ado, and with that being said, I will bid adieu and tune in next week for another edition of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Written and produced by yours truly, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming. Copyright 2019. Big Flem's Pigskin Picks is produced in association with Black Rebel Productions, in association with Flem Media. The Fox NFL theme music belongs to NFL Properties as well as Fox Sports. Big Flem Radio and TV does not have the rights to the clip, nor do they profit from it. Until again, tune in next time. Be safe, be blessed, and enjoy your games this weekend. And also check out the website, bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. Until then, peace, love, and happiness, and always, treat each other with respect and love. I'm out of here. This is your host, Big Flem Fleming here. Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, of course. See ya.
We're Big Flem Radio and TV.